Okay guys, today we're going to be talking about winter gear and how to stay warm on your winter rides. This is Bikes, Bibles, and Coffee, and you're riding with Moto Michael. Well, we may not be riding on this video, but anyway, thanks for watching and welcome to the channel. So today guys, I want to talk about winter riding. So today, this morning when I was out, it was 50 degrees, and I'm wearing just what you see right here. This is my winter gear, my summer gear. It's a mesh jacket with elbow pads, shoulder pads, and back pads. Then I have my leather chaps, my leather boots, they're riding boots, and I have my summer gloves right here that I wore today. Today was an amazing day this morning when it was 50 degrees out. It was just absolutely wonderful to be out there riding just in my summer gear. It was absolutely great. As far as when it gets, let's say, this is fine down to roughly 45. You know, you might get a little bit of a chill at 45, but it's still doable, very doable. You're not getting cold, you just might get a little bit of a chill with this gear. Now, when you get at 45, and I'm gonna say all the way down to roughly 38, 35, you can wear just your rain gear. So for me, I just use rain gear pretty much. My rain gear is my winter gear for the most part. I have my summer gear, I have my winter gear, and I have my rain gear. So your rain gear is key to staying warm in the winter months on cold days. So between 35, 38 degrees up to 45, I've got a two-piece rain gear and a one-piece rain gear. The two-piece keeps me nice and warm down to roughly 38, 35 degrees. Now I did wear it last week when it got down to 30. It was 28 degrees that morning. I did wear the one piece. Later that day it was 32 degrees. I wore the two piece. The two piece kept me nice and warm, you know, with a slight chill down to 32. Then I put on the one piece. I had one piece that morning. I've been wearing the one piece for 2 winters, so I already know what that does. This year I went with a two piece also to add to the setup. The one piece, you would just get really hot in the one piece. If it's between 35 and 45 degrees and you're wearing that one piece, you're going to get hot. And so with me, I leave at 4:45 in the morning, and when I get to work, I got to look professional. I got to be professional. I can't be all sweaty and nasty. So I don't want to over sweat on my way in the mornings, even on the cold mornings. So between 35 and 45 with the two piece, it works really well. You lose some heat because it's a two piece, but you still stay comfortable. When you get down below that, then you put on your, when you get down below 32, you're going to put on the one piece. Now, my leather jacket, my winter jacket that I wear, I will put on over this right here. My leather jacket doesn't have the pads on it. The leather itself is pretty decent, but why not just put it on over this right here and stay a little bit more protected, because it is cold. That means your tires are cold. They're not sticking like they would if they're hot. So many variables into play. So why not just go just a little bit extra and protect yourself? And you're going to ride a whole lot more confident knowing that you're well protected. Now, I'm not that bulky. I will say when I put that leather jacket on over this right here, and I put my rain suit on, I can still move and flex pretty well. So it's not like I'm just all leathered up and I can't move. I am in a position where I can still move pretty well. I can maneuver pretty well and I'm comfortable. So below 32 degrees, you know, so let's say at 38 and below, this right here will keep me good down to roughly 45. Below 45, I'll go with my two-piece rain suit down to roughly 38, 35 degrees, just over this right here, and I'm nice and warm with my winter gloves at that point. So below 45 degrees, the summer gloves just don't have a good effect anymore on how cold your hands get. So break out the winter gloves. Those will keep your hands nice and warm down to roughly, again, 35 degrees. Below that, I use non-latex gloves underneath them, and those work pretty good all the way down into the high teens. And when it gets down below the teens and into single digits, I'll use 2 pairs of non-latex gloves underneath my winter gloves. The only thing that really gets cold on me with the winter gloves is really just these 2 fingers. That's really the only thing I'm really trying to protect. Now, when you get into the single digits, all 4 fingers are going to get a little cold. So the double pairing up on non-latex gloves works really well. Now, powder free or not, I don't mind the powder free, because with the leather glove, with the waterproof winter gloves, the powdered gloves will slide into them and slide out a lot better. If you're not using the powdered gloves, then you're going to fight it just a little bit getting your gloves on, because they're going to want to stick to everything. So the powdered gloves will slide into your winter gloves so much more smoothly. It feels a little weird at first until after you've been riding for a few minutes, but yeah, it works pretty good. Below that, and I do have my boot gaiters. I wear a neck gaiter when it starts getting below 45. I'll wear my neck gaiter, and below freezing, 35 and below, I'll put my my boot gaiters on. Now, I keep my rain gear with me at all times, because you never know. I live in Tennessee, and in the state of Tennessee, you can have pop-up showers just out of the blue. There's not a cloud in the sky, but for some strange reason, we got thunderstorms. So here's my winter gloves. My winter gloves are by Built. They're waterproof. They work really well, and I even wear them just on a hot, rainy day. Now, if it's summer and it's raining, your hands are going to get hot, but they do stay dry. This my 2-piece rain gear is by Built. It goes over everything I'm wearing, and I've been happy with it so far. But I've had it for roughly 2 months, but I've worn it almost every day for the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Now, there was a couple of days I wore my 1-piece, which is also by Built, and all my rain gear here you see is pretty much come from Cycle Gear, really. Both my rain gear, my gloves, both of these bags. These are Saddlemen bags, by the way. That's an amazing bag, but it's getting old. It was involved in the accident when I was in the accident, so it's starting to fall apart. It's been falling apart for 2 years now, to be honest with you. So I just recently bought this bag and upgrade it, and I was going to not use that one, but it kind of holds the non-essential. So my essential stuff is in here. I've got some things in my bags that I don't have to worry too much about, but like my camera gear, my rain gear is all in here, and a few other loose odds and ends that I need, like power cords, some stuff that I just need no matter where I go. And this bag here is just pretty much non-essential stuff, so I can leave this bag pretty much on the bike, and this bag goes in with me wherever I go. Like if I'm at work, this bag goes in, this bag stays out. If it comes up missing, I'm not worried about it. So, but this bag has all the important stuff, and it goes with me everywhere I go. So that's pretty much it for riding in the winter, guys. I don't have anything that is heated. I don't have any heated gloves, heated jacket, no heated grips, no nothing. Here in the state of Tennessee, my coldest day I've rode that I've commuted to work was 3 degrees. There was no ice on the road that day. Roads were completely clear, so I don't mind riding in that cold weather as long as the roads are clear. If there's ice, I can't do it. If it's been raining or snowing, there's ice on the road, I just can't do it. Now, you do got to watch out for black ice, spots where water could easily come onto the street. But if you know the road that you're on and you ride it all the time, you pretty much already know where those spots are at and where to watch out. But that's neither here or there. You always keep an eye out for black ice, no matter how clear your streets are. If it's below freezing and you're riding, just keep an eye out for it. Even if it's just a dark spot, it could just be water not frozen over or whatever. But treat it like it's ice treat it like, bike upright. If you got to go over anything slick, bike needs to be upright, not in a lean angle or hitting your brakes. Upright. It's kind of the same scenario in a car. But you're on four wheels, you ain't got to worry about tipping it over. Uh, but no controls at all. No turning, no leaning, no braking, no nothing. If you have to get over it, bike straight up, get over the patch, and once you're clear, then you can do whatever you need to do. And it's kind of the same scenario in the car when you go over ice. No sudden changes in the wheels, no turns, no brakes, no nothing. Get past the slick spot and then take control of your vehicle. On a bike, you just got to keep that thing balanced. Best way to do that is wheel straight, handlebar straight, bike straight up. But it's best to just not ride on icy conditions if you can avoid it. I know some guys out there, they only own a bike, and some of these guys do get out there and ride on snowy and icy roads, and they've been doing it for a while. So that's awesome for them. Maybe someday I'll be there. I'm not there yet. But I have challenged myself to learn to ride in all conditions, no matter what. Been riding for 2.5 years, a little bit over 2.5 years. And when I start riding, I'm going to ride I'm all in. I'm going to learn how to ride in all conditions, no matter what, because you never know when you're going to be in a situation and you have to ride in a condition. And let's say something happens and you have to leave your house right then, and it's pouring down raining, and it's 33 degrees outside, and early morning fog, and you've got to leave. It's an emergency. You get out to your car won't start, but you have a motorcycle. What are you going to do? And if you've practiced and learned how to ride in all these conditions, you know that with confidence you can get on your bike and take the bike if need be. If you haven't and you get put in that situation, you're putting yourself in a lot of danger. So if you're going to ride, and I'm a newbie, and I get some of you guys been out there riding 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, but I've met a lot of guys out there who only ride when it's nice outside. I've met guys and they think I'm crazy when they see me out there in really cold weather or pouring down rain. They come to me all the time at my store, and I hear all the stories. And some guys are out there doing it, and some refuse. And I've met people who will only ride their bikes when it's nice outside, and I get that. However, it's good to learn how to get ride in these conditions, because you never know when that car is not going to start, and you have to get somewhere, and you have to ride in those conditions. And let's say a family member got injured, and you need to get there ASAP. You just never know what kind of situation you're going to be in, and what kind of situation you're going to have to ride in. So learn now and be prepared for later. So when you have to, you're confident that you can do it. Now it doesn't mean, if you've never done it and you want to learn, but you just find you a place, find you a road nearby that you can go to that has very little traffic, and practice riding in the rain and learn how to stop in the rain. So when you have to do that, you're already prepared to do that. Learn how to stop that bike, and if you're already a rider and you don't ride much, but you should be out there practicing anyway. Every week I get out there, find you a parking lot that you can go to every week, practice for 15, 20 minutes, your slow speed maneuvering, and that's going to come into play big time. It's going to help you out a lot, and just do it, guys. You need it, and I'm a strong advocate for it. Wear the gear. Guys, I'm 50 years old, and I know what it's like to be young and not want to wear it, or even at the age now not want to wear it, especially on hot days. Sometimes I'm burning up in this, but I tell you what, I've been in an accident, I've been hit. Doesn't matter how good of a rider you are, you get hit by another rider, you're going down, and I certainly don't like the idea of going into the hospital any more than I need to be. And at my age, I don't heal like I used to when I was in my 20s. And what used to take a few days or a week to heal, now it takes a month to heal. And I'm just too old for that. So, and anybody else, you're around my age, you're watching this, You know what it's like. You already know. So don't put yourself in that situation. Put on the gear. Protect yourself. You know, hopefully you won't go down. But I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Put the gear on, wear it. You just never know when something's going to happen. You could have a flat tire out of nowhere and bike go down on you if you're not careful. I've gotten caught with both a flat front tire and a flat back tire. And the front tire went flat when I was going down a highway, a 4-lane highway at 70 miles an hour at 5 o'clock in the morning. And so, and it's a curvy highway. It's not a straight highway the entire time. It's got some pretty good little curves on it. So you just never know when a situation is going to happen. And it's good to be prepared for it and protect yourself, because shit happens. Life happens. An accident is going to happen. It may not happen to you. It may never happen to you, and I hope it don't. But it's better to be prepared for it now, and instead of regretting your decisions later, because it's going to hurt. Those road rashes hurt. I've had road rashes before, not on a motorcycle, but I've had them when I was a teenager, riding mountain bikes on highways and hitting gravel patches. It's happened to me 3 different times. Laying bicycles down on highways at 45 miles an hour, hitting gravel patches, and tore me up. Not so much on a motorcycle yet. I hope it never does, but I ain't gonna say it won't happen. But now I'm geared up. I'm ready for it. Back then I was in my teens. I didn't care, and you know, you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof when you're that age. So now we're not. You know, we're 50 years old. Reality has set in. You know, it hurts and it takes longer to heal. So there you go, guys. Since this is Bikes, Bible, and Coffee, I got a Bible verse I'm going to share with you. And the Bible verse for the day, we are going again out of Luke 9. It's going to be starting with verse 23. The conditions of discipleship. Then he said to all, if anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. What profit is there for one to gain the whole world, yet lose or forfeit himself? And another version, King James, I believe it says, lose his soul or forfeit his soul. Whoever is ashamed of me and of my words, the Son of Man will be ashamed of when he comes in his glory and in the glory of the Father and of the holy angels. Truly, I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the kingdom of God. And then the next verse goes into the transfiguration of Jesus. But we want to hold up right there. And yeah, so awesome little verse there. So guys, we're just going to wrap it up for now. That's it. I did just want to touch base with winter gear. I've seen some people getting on there talking about it. And of course, their messages may not be reaching you. You may not be seeing theirs, but maybe you're seeing mine. So I think it's good for all the creators out there to just get a message out there about winter gear in their area, right? So like I know some guys who post videos and they live in Texas. And for them, when it gets, say, 40, even 50 degrees, it's too cold for them, even 40 degrees. I've seen some of them talk about it. I think it's just kind of funny. But, you know, there are guys who live up north in Ohio where it gets much, much colder than it does down here in Tennessee. So I kind of hope that all the creators out there are putting out some kind of content on how to keep their viewers warm in their areas. Here in Tennessee, like I said, the coldest day I've had was 3 degrees, and I'm nice and toasty with this gear, a leather jacket on over this, and my one-piece rain gear, along with my winter gloves and my neck gaiter, my boot gaiters. So, and that, again, I was nice and warm. The only thing that got a little bit cool was these 4 little fingers, especially these two are the ones who got pretty cold at 3 degrees. But there's a little trick. Put your hands, your 4 fingers. If you're on a highway and you got to press, you're going to be there for a while. Put those 4 fingers over your levers. At least if they're cold, they'll warm up a little bit because that air is just blowing right over them instead of hitting them head on. So because these 2 fingers never get cold, it's always these 2 fingers that get cold for me. And so when I'm on that long stretch of highway, especially early in the mornings, it's pretty cold. I put those 4 fingers over both of my levers, and if they were cold, they're not getting cold anymore. They're warming up, and that kind of gives me more feelings where I get better control. Yeah, all 4 fingers are over my levers, but I'm going straight, roughly around 55, 70 miles an hour for 15 miles, and I ain't got to worry about stopping or making any sudden changes unless something happens with traffic or wildlife runs out in front of me. Other than that, I'm free to just sit there and just do this number right here, you know, because just turns is all it is, curves, and so you just controlling the bike. You know, it's that little push, like we all teach and talk. You know, that counter stand is just a little push, so I don't really need to grip my handlebars because you're not supposed to be gripping them hard anyway. You know, loosey-goosey is what they say, right? So that's pretty much what you're doing. You're just coasting down the highway, trying to keep those fingers warm. And when you get ready to come to a stop, when I can see that first red light coming in, or I got brake lights I'm coming up on, tail lights I'm coming up on, then I can move these 2 fingers down, and I'm right back where I need to be. Boom, no problem. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps out. If you are an experienced rider and you're watching this and you see something I missed, or maybe you have advice that I didn't give, or maybe I'm wrong about something, shoot it out there in the comments and just share with the community. Thanks, guys, for watching. God loves you. Jesus loves you. I love you. Peace. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Stop recording.